We will leave it there and shift our focus to some more updates that we are tracking. The latest update coming in: the stock market has opened in red. Along with that, the Sensex is down by 302.61 points, currently trading at 82,323.62. This comes as the next generation GST reforms begin from today. My colleague Riyad Vivedi with us on the broadcast to give us more of this. Riya, help us decode the stock market toward, of course, now understanding that it's opened signaling red.
Yes, currently, Asavi, as you can see on your screens as well, Nifty 50 currently stands at 25,314.80, which has decreased by 12.25 and a negative in 0.048 percentage. You can see the numbers that are changing. Currently, it's at 0.053 percentage, and it's at red after the market has opened. Let's take a look at Sensex. Currently, it is at 82,522.21. It has fallen by 104.02, which is a fall by 10 percentage currently. You can see again, Sensex is also in the red. And when we're talking about GST mid cap as well, it's at 46,815.45, which has fallen by 51.88. And currently, those numbers say that it has fallen by 0.048 percentage. It is in red, but these benchmark indices, the Sensex and Nifty, which started on a negative note, it's not entirely, the picture is not about GST. It also has to do with the widespread selling in the IT stocks after the US President Donald Trump imposed a steep 100,000 fee, 1,01,000 fee for each H-1B visa, and the 30-share BSE Sensex fell 475.16 points to start the session at 82,151.07, and the Nifty was down by 88.95 points to open at 25,238.10. In the last trading session, it's important to remember the Sensex closed at 82,626.23 and the Nifty 50 at 25,327.05. And similarly, the broader indices traded in the red in the opening session as well. We've talked about BSE mid-cap was down by...
Okay, all right. Riya, we will come back to you, but for now, we are being joined by Dr. Ajay Dua, Senior Economist, with us on the broadcast. So thank you so much for your time speaking to us on NewsX. I'd like to understand from you, GST 2.0 has kick-started today. Many essential items are going to be cheaper for the common man of India. How exactly are you looking at this, sir?
Thank you very much for asking me. I'm looking at it very positively. If the prices come down, and as per the government, 99% of the items now would be attracting only 5% GST compared to the earlier 12 or 15%, which means much greater purchasing power in the hands of the ordinary consumer, citizen, which, as per the Prime Minister's talk yesterday and earlier the Finance Minister's estimate, was totaling up to 2 lakh crores. That means 2 trillion rupees was the addition, the foregone tax on GST. So that being spent, and I have a positive view on it for a reason that most of it, or a majority of it, would be going to people who have higher propensity to spend or consume. That means people whom now we have started calling neo-middle class, who have just stepped out of poverty line or the low income line to a middle class. They are all inclined, they are all likely to spend it rather than save it. And this is being combined with about the rationalization of the income tax, which was done at the time of the budget, which is being estimated at 50,000 crore rupees. So all in all, with 2.5 lakh crore more in the hands of the customers, I think you would see in the days to come, this festive season, the timing of the GST launch has been good because about 40% of the sales of the consumer goods and consumer durable goods takes place during this than in India. So you would see a bump up in the consumption and a bump up subsequently reflecting in the manufacturing as well.
Right, so absolutely. I'd also like to understand from you. Of course, there are a lot of people who are looking at GST cuts and the GST 2.0 as just mere numbers. But if you could help us decode, in terms of the monthly spending of an individual, of a person who's running a house, how big of a impact does it have on the overall expense that it takes to even run a household? What kind of, in terms of margins, what sort of an impact do you see on that front?
Yeah, we suppose an average income of a household is, let's put it, 40,000 rupees. The 40,000 still does not make him liable for income tax, which is 12 lakh rupees in a year. So at 40,000 rupees, and that's more or less the entire disposable income because no taxation, etc. And let's assume that there is no loan to service. With that, I expect that with 10% GST down and the discounts being offered, because there was an inventory build-up for last one month when people knew the GST reduction is taking place and they were not buying up the consumer durable goods, be it motorcycles or household appliances or those kind of things. So I expect that a saving of about 4,000 to 5,000 rupees in the, or a greater amount of 4,000 to 5,000 rupees in the hand of an ordinary citizen who earns up to about, or earns about 40,000 rupees a month, which I think is, you may not consider it too much, considering that they are all going to all spend it. But the fact that it is spent has been ensured by giving a higher reduction on the necessary items or the items of daily use.
Right, absolutely. Another important aspect is the fact that this is going to really boost agriculture in India. What's your assessment on that front? How does GST 2.0 change the life of an Indian farmer?
In two ways. One, higher demand for the goods. Second is that the input costs have been reduced. The GST on fertilizers, pesticides, and that has been brought down in this budget. So the farmer would have two, I would call it a benefit, two kind of impact. One is input costs of producing the goods will come down, and secondly, because there is a greater market for his goods, if they are processed goods, if they are dairy products, we know clearly that they are zero tax. And as such, on vegetables and fruits, we do not have a tax unless they are processed. So the farmer would have better days than before.
Absolutely. And in terms of healthcare, sir, this GST 2.0 has also had a big impact on the healthcare of India, for the people of India. How do you essentially see that taking a big step, a pivotal change? What do you make of that, sir?
Again, direct benefit is that in terms of their taxation on them has been reduced on generic, particularly on the generic medicine. Medical devices have been made cheaper, and more important is that we have now a third benefit, that there is no GST on health insurance. So people who are in the organized sector insuring, they would benefit, as would the people who are directly buying say medicines and the hospitals and nursing homes with the medical devices.
Right, so absolutely. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on NewsX, sharing all those insights and perspectives